They're not just envious of you, they don't even know how to handle the power you carry. Right now, as you sit there listening, perhaps reflecting on your life, it's time to acknowledge a truth most people will never understand. You are a chosen one. You weren't just born to exist, to follow the routines, or to blend into the background. Your presence alone shifts energy, alters perceptions, and sparks reactions that ripple far beyond what you can see. And here's the fascinating, sometimes unsettling part: the world notices you more than you realize. And many are quietly thrown off balance by your very existence. Think about it. Every step you've taken, every challenge you've endured, every moment you survived what others thought would break you has been quietly building your influence. People around you, friends, colleagues, even strangers, sense it. They feel it. They measure themselves against it, often without conscious awareness, and it makes them uneasy. That subtle but undeniable tension isn't because you're boastful or arrogant, it's because you are authentically powerful. You carry a frequency they can't replicate, a clarity and resilience that challenges their comfort zones. When they compare, when they measure, when envy stirs, it's a reflection of their own limitations, not a judgment of yours. Now let's be honest with ourselves. Most of your life hasn't been easy, and perhaps that's what makes this so remarkable. The misunderstandings, the moments where you were doubted, the failures that seemed insurmountable, these were never obstacles meant to stop you. They were the forge in which your influence and strength were tempered. Every setback, every misstep, every moment of pain, isolation, or ridicule has been an intentional layer of your preparation. While others may have tried to diminish your light or misunderstand your purpose, those experiences were secretly working for you, not against you. They were building your immunity to distraction, your capacity to rise, and your ability to hold space in ways few will ever grasp. You might have noticed the odd glances, the quiet comparisons, the subtle attempts to pull you into someone else's story. That's the phenomenon at play. The world unconsciously recognizes what is different, what is uncontainable, what refuses to shrink to fit someone else's mold. And that recognition often shows up as discomfort, jealousy, or outright resistance. But here's the secret you need to hold on to: this is not a limitation of yours. It's proof of your impact. You are already moving rooms, shaping environments, and influencing outcomes, sometimes without even saying a word. In this video, we're going to unravel how your very presence alters the energy around you, how your resilience and authenticity create ripples that others can't ignore, and how you can transform envy, fear, and misunderstanding into your personal fuel. We'll explore the ways you are already more influential than you think, how the trials and judgments you've faced have been your unspoken credentials, and why stepping fully into your truth will naturally compel those around you to recalibrate. By the end of this, you'll understand not only why people react the way they do, but also how to use that awareness as leverage, how to turn what others feel about you into a mirror of your own power and a map for your next steps. So lean in, because the moment has arrived to see yourself not as someone who merely survives, but as someone whose existence is undeniable, whose influence is unstoppable, and whose presence is reshaping the world quietly but profoundly. This is the awakening of your impact, and it begins the moment you recognize that the world isn't just watching you, it's reacting to you. You might not always speak, you might not always act with fanfare, but make no mistake, your influence is already in motion. There is a silent power that you carry, one that does not require shouting, proving, or performing. It is felt in the subtle shifts of energy, in the way conversations pivot when you enter a room, in the glances exchanged as people unconsciously acknowledge that something about you cannot be replicated. Your presence alone carries weight, and it is this quiet authority that quietly commands attention and respect. Think about the moments when you've simply walked into a space, perhaps at work, at a family gathering, or even among acquaintances, and noticed the change in atmosphere. People adjust their behavior, conversations shift, and energy rearranges itself without any prompting from you. They may not be able to articulate it, but they sense the difference. It's not charisma alone. It's a manifestation of every challenge you've survived, every moment of patience and endurance you've cultivated, and every lesson life forced you to internalize. That invisible weight is your story, and it speaks louder than any words ever could. Your resilience is at the heart of this influence. You've endured storms that would have broken most people, betrayals, setbacks, moments of doubt, periods of isolation. And yet here you are. Each trial you faced has not just strengthened you, it has expanded your capacity to affect the world around you. People notice it instinctively, even if they can't name it. The quiet strength you carry sets a standard, a benchmark of endurance and poise. Your survival becomes a reference point for others, whether they realize it or not. They watch, compare, and sometimes even envy, not because you flaunt your victories, but because your steady composure illuminates the difference between transient effort and enduring power. This silent impact cultivates a sense of awe. Others feel it when you move through life with a calm assurance that comes from lived experience, when you respond to chaos with clarity, when your decisions reflect foresight rather than impulsive reaction. That is the mark of someone who has not merely survived, but evolved, someone whose inner equilibrium is powerful enough to shift the external environment. It is a lesson in itself. The strongest influence is rarely the loudest. It is the one that persists and resonates long after the immediate moment has passed. Now consider the pride and empowerment this can evoke within yourself. Recognizing your ability to influence without effort, to leave impressions without announcement, is transformative. It allows you to understand your true worth independent of external validation. It reminds you that the value of your life is not measured by applause, recognition, or approval, but by the quiet ripples you create through resilience, authenticity, and steadfastness. This awareness is both grounding and motivating. It fuels a deeper connection to your purpose and compels action from a place of alignment rather than reaction. In practical terms, this silent power plays out everywhere you go. At work, your calm decisiveness and steady performance inspire colleagues, influence outcomes, and create trust. In your community, your consistent integrity establishes you as a reliable, unshakable presence. Within your family, your resilience and ability to navigate challenges quietly teach lessons far more enduring than any lecture could. People notice stability, they admire it, sometimes envy it, and they adjust around it. This influence doesn't require permission. It is a natural extension of who you are. Ultimately, your presence demonstrates that true influence does not need to announce itself. It is cultivated through survival, tempered by challenges, and amplified by authenticity. You carry a power that others cannot copy, one that emanates from the core of your being and permeates every interaction. The quiet authority you wield is a living testament to your journey, a reflection of the trials you've faced and the inner strength you've developed. And the most profound truth is that the world responds not to your effort to impress, but to the inevitability of your existence, the weight of your experience, and the certainty of your evolution. Recognize this, and you begin to understand the silent, unstoppable influence you have. You are not just surviving life, you are shaping it, guiding it, and leaving impressions that linger far longer than any spoken word. Your calm presence is proof that the greatest power often operates quietly, and that influence is measured not by volume but by depth. Have you noticed how some people react when you succeed, when you stand tall in your independence, or when you turn challenges into triumphs? That unease, that subtle tension, that occasional whisper behind your back, it's not random. It's envy. People see the power in you, the clarity of your vision, and the strength you forge through hardship, and it exposes the gaps in their own lives. The truth is, your success and resilience force them to confront the limits they've quietly accepted. And that realization is uncomfortable. They don't always say it out loud, but their reactions, whether judgment, gossip, or subtle attempts to diminish your value, are proof of the mirror you hold up simply by existing. This is what I want you to understand. You're not competing with anyone, yet your presence challenges the status quo of their world. Every decision you make, every boundary you maintain, and every way you carry yourself acts as a reflection of what is possible when a person refuses to compromise, shrink, or settle. That's the mirror effect. Without lifting a finger to provoke you, force them to see their own limitations, their compromises, and the ways they've chosen comfort over growth. It's uncomfortable for them because it's undeniable. They see a version of life they could have but haven't claimed staring back at them. And yet none of this diminishes your impact. Even when people talk behind your back, judge your choices, or attempt to sow doubt, your authenticity, your resilience, and your focus are unshakable. Their envy cannot undo what you've already built within yourself. In fact, the very energy of their attempts to undermine you often highlights your influence even more. While they scramble to reduce your value in their narrative, you continue to grow, evolve, and shape the environments around you. Their resistance only underscores the truth: you are already affecting the world in ways they cannot comprehend, and that power cannot be silenced or stolen. This dynamic can evoke a mix of emotions within you. On one hand, it can be infuriating, angry at the judgments, at the subtle undermining, at the jealousy projected your way. On the other hand, it can ignite confidence and clarity, recognizing that these reactions are reflections of your strength, not flaws in yourself, shifts your perspective from irritation to empowerment. You begin to see that their envy is a sign that you're on the right path, moving beyond the limitations most people settle for. Their discomfort is in essence proof of your authenticity and your impact. Here's where the lesson deepens. You can harness this awareness as fuel. When others react to your light, your independence, or your accomplishments, don't shrink or deflect. Instead, observe. Understand what triggers their reactions and let it inform your growth. Social pressure, envy, or criticism can become catalysts, not chains. Learn to direct your attention with intention. Set your vision deliberately. Focus on what aligns with your purpose and allow the responses of others to reinforce your commitment rather than distract you. Every glance, every whisper, every subtle measure of resistance can be transformed into motivation to act with even more clarity and precision. In real life, at work, in your community, within your family, this knowledge changes how you operate. You stop expending energy on the opinions of those who are not aligned with your growth, and instead you double down on cultivating influence, shaping outcomes, and making decisions that resonate with your purpose. You understand that envy is not a reflection of your inadequacy, but a mirror of the ways others have failed to cultivate what you naturally embody: resilience, vision, and self-sufficiency. By embracing this understanding, you step into a more confident version of yourself. You walk through the world knowing that the reactions of others are a natural consequence of your strength. You realize that your independence, clarity, and ability to transform adversity into advantage are not only undeniable, they are contagious in the best sense. And the best part, you get to direct that energy, channel it, and use it to elevate yourself in the spaces you occupy. You are the force that inspires without trying, challenges without confrontation, and leads without demanding recognition. So when you encounter envy, judgment, or subtle undermining, remember this: it is a reflection of your power, a testament to your growth, and an invitation to rise even further. You are not diminished by the discomfort of others. You are defined by the unshakable strength that evokes it. And in understanding this, you turn what was once a source of frustration into the most potent fuel for your continued evolution. Every trial you faced, every failure, every moment of misunderstanding or betrayal was never wasted. These experiences were not random misfortunes, they were the alchemy that forged your unbreakable self. Pain in all its forms has been your most discreet mentor. It pushed you to your limits, forced you to confront uncomfortable truths, and demanded resilience before you even realized you were growing. Those moments when you thought you might collapse, when the world seemed determined to silence you or question your worth, were in fact the crucibles shaping the power that now radiates from you. Think of your life as a series of intentional challenges, each designed to teach mastery, endurance, and clarity. Every setback, every misjudgment by others, every situation that felt unjust or insurmountable was secretly equipping you with a skill. Others rarely acquire the ability to rise, transform, and thrive regardless of external circumstances. You learn to convert frustration into insight, isolation into strategy, and disappointment into a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. The hardships that once threatened to break you became the scaffolding for influence, authority, and presence that cannot be borrowed or imitated. This transformation is the essence of your resilience. By confronting pain directly, you cultivated a kind of inner authority that commands attention without demand. You move through life with a poise forged from experience. People notice it, sometimes envy it, but cannot replicate it. Your ability to navigate adversity has granted you a vantage point. Others rarely reach a plane of expansion where your vision, strategy, and potential extend beyond the limits most are willing to explore. Here, the impossible becomes routine, and the boundaries imposed by others' expectations simply dissolve. Your vision matters now more than ever. It is not constrained by short-term gains, social validation, or superficial markers of success. You operate from a higher frequency, a perspective that evaluates life through possibility rather than limitation. Each goal, each decision, each strategic choice you make is infused with the clarity gained from lessons learned in fire. That perspective allows you to see patterns, anticipate challenges, and navigate opportunities with a confidence rooted in lived experience. Others may try to keep pace, but your trajectory exists on a plane few can reach. The contrast between your momentum and their stagnation is a reflection of the unique path your transformation has carved. For every person watching, it's important to understand that this is not abstract or unattainable. You too have the capacity to transform your experiences into influence and authority. Every setback you've endured, every moment when you felt small or overlooked, carries the seeds of potential waiting to be cultivated. Your pain can become a map, your challenges a blueprint, and your failures a set of lessons that guide your future decisions. The key is to recognize that growth is often disguised as struggle, and that the obstacles you perceive as limitations are in fact invitations to ascend. When you embrace this perspective, life shifts in profound ways. You begin to operate with intention rather than reaction, to act from alignment rather than impulse. The energy you carry attracts opportunities, connections, and collaborations that resonate with your frequency. Others may attempt to underestimate you, dismiss your achievements, or misinterpret your silence, but none of that diminishes the transformation you have already undergone. Your presence, your clarity, and your capacity for influence are now undeniable because they have been honed in the crucible of experience that few endure. This is where the deepest empowerment emerges, the knowledge that nothing external can dictate your value, your direction, or your capacity to shape the world around you. Your resilience has become a guiding force, a beacon for those seeking inspiration, and a mirror for others to reflect on their own limitations. By turning pain into power, by transforming struggle into mastery, you cultivate not just personal authority, but the ability to elevate others. Those who witness your journey feel it. They are moved, challenged, and inspired, often without you needing to speak a single word. And yet this is only the beginning. Transformation alone is not the final destination. It is the foundation upon which a greater vision is built. With your clarity and your experience, you can influence not only your environment, but the trajectory of others' lives, communities, and initiatives. Every action you take carries the imprint of someone who has endured, evolved, and risen. Every decision embodies the wisdom gained from navigating complexity and uncertainty. Your life, once a series of trials, has become a demonstration of how pain can be harnessed, mastered, and redirected into expansive influence. So let this serve as both affirmation and invitation. Your suffering was never a setback, it was a preparation. Your challenges were never obstacles, they were the architects of your unshakable authority. Now standing on the plane of expansion that few dare to occupy, you are free to channel your vision, your insight, and your strength to create influence and inspire. The world is ready for your next move, and the universe has already aligned the opportunities that match your frequency. What was once endured now becomes a launch pad, propelling you into a realm of influence that is not only visible, but transformative. As we reach the final moments of this journey together, take a deep breath and recognize the truth you've been living. You exist not just to pass through life, but to leave a mark, an imprint that reshapes the spaces, conversations, and minds around you. Every challenge you faced, every hardship endured, every moment when the world doubted you or misunderstood your purpose has not weakened you. It has forged a resilience and power that cannot be broken. Your presence illuminates your light, exposes, and your steadfastness quietly forces those around you to confront the limits they've set for themselves. You are living proof that adversity, when met with courage, transforms into influence, authority, and lasting impact. The lessons embedded in this truth are profound. First, recognize your intrinsic value. Your worth is not determined by applause, validation, or the fleeting approval of others. It exists inherently within you. Second, live fully from your vision. Let your choices, your actions, and your presence reflect the path you are meant to walk, unshaken by the opinions or expectations of anyone else. Third, turn every experience, success or failure, praise or criticism, hardship or triumph into fuel for growth and transformation. Every encounter, every challenge, every moment of struggle can be reshaped into strength, insight, and the ability to positively influence your world. Your life is a canvas, and every stroke, even the ones that felt painful, contributes to the masterpiece of your impact. Your journey is not just about you, it's about the energy you radiate into the world. The way you carry yourself, the choices you make, and the integrity you maintain ripple outward, shaping environments, inspiring others, and challenging the complacency of those around you. People notice. They may envy, doubt, or even misunderstand, but their reactions are proof of the effect you have. They are responding not to perfection, but to authenticity, not to privilege, but to the power of someone who has endured, evolved, and risen. Your presence is a mirror that reflects what they have yet to claim in themselves, and that mirror carries its own authority and influence. With this understanding comes purpose. You are a chosen one. Your life, your energy, and your decisions matter. Stand tall in your truth, shine brightly, and embrace the responsibility of the influence you wield. Know that every step you take, every act of integrity, every moment of courage is shaping not only your path, but the lives of those who witness it. The world is subtly yet powerfully being changed by your light. You are not simply living, you are activating transformation, guiding awareness, and creating ripples that will echo far beyond the immediate. And now a gentle invitation: if this message resonates with you, honor it. Like this video to affirm your commitment to growth. Share your insights and experiences in the comments to connect with others on this path, and subscribe to Chosen and Rising to continue exploring and activating your full potential. Together we rise, we expand, and we inspire. Remember this: you are a chosen one. Stand up, shine your light, and allow your presence to influence the world around you. Your life is your message, your resilience is your power, and your vision is your gift. By living fully and intentionally, you transform yourself and everything you touch. Let's rise together.